I believe in moving on. It was around the winter time of my 7th grade year when my parents had to talk to us about a decision that they had made. Without the consent of my brother, sister, and I, they had made the decision to move. They decided to move because my dad had found a better job and felt like as his responsibility as the man of the house, he needed to decide what was best for his family. At that point, none of us really cared if it was better or not. We had to move, which all meant a new school, new house, and new friends. We moved to a little small town called Capay. It wasn't just me who absolutely hated the fact that we were moving, but also my brothers and sister. It was hard on all of us. My eldest brother having to move during his senior year, and my other brother having to move during his freshman year, and my sister and I during our 7th grade year. It wasn't too bad for my sister and I, but I mostly felt bad for my brothers. It was a new beginning for us all, my parents with a new job, and I with the new friends, and my brothers with a new high school and friends, starting all over again. I was originally born in Medford, Oregon, but moved down to California at a young age for the same reason. There was a better job. We had moved to the small town of Willows and started our new beginning for the first time. I was about 6 years old and my brothers were about 8 and 10. So it worked out pretty nice for my parents because at that age, whatever they said was better for our family, we agreed with them completely and never argued back. When we moved, I started the 1st grade and had made lots of friends. Friends who I knew I'd be friends with for a long time. Everything seemed to be going so perfect. My mom had gotten a babysitting job that paid her well, and my dad had got a job at a dairy down the road with a satisfying income. We were living comfortably. I didn't see what the problem was or what had convinced my parents to move somewhere else if everything was going so well. The day my parents had broken us the bad news of moving, everybody but my parents were refusing to move. We thought it wasn't fair that we had to leave our town, our school, and our friends. For several nights, there would always be arguments and my brothers and parents explaining their reasons why we should stay. That there was no need to move. My sister and I just listened, but inside we were angry and agreed with our brothers silently. Even with all the fighting, arguments, and unpleasant moments during that time in our lives, there were no questions asked, and we moved. It was February 22nd of 2007 when we all started our first day of school. I remember it not being so fun. My sister and I were upset, and we talked to our new peers, but we just didn't really feel comfortable being there. But we were set. There was no point in insisting to go back because we were not going back. So for the rest of my 7th grade year, we had to pretty much accept the fact that this is where we would be from now on. It wasn't until my 8th grade year that I started realizing that being angry about this whole situation was doing me no good. I was giving my parents headaches with my attitude, and I wasn't enjoying school as much. So I finally realized that I had to move on. There was no point anymore in being angry with something I had no control of as much as I wanted to. From that moment on, I started getting really close to people who are still right now my friends, and enjoyed my new school very much. My brothers felt the same exact way, and ended up making a lot of new friends who they are very close to now and are still in contact with their old friends. Moving on was a big step to take for me because I thought if I did, my old friends would no longer be my friends, and I didn't want it to mean that I was totally okay with moving because I wasn't. But when I moved on, it actually meant that I accepted the change in my life and was able to cope with all the new and some stressful things that I had to go through, and that I understood that my parents make these decisions to help us live a better life. If I didn't move on, I'd still be that angry girl who wouldn't listen to anybody but myself, and I wanted what I thought was best. I was able to realize that I was doing wrong, and in order to live a happy life, you must move through the rough times that life may bring you. I moved on, and now I'm enjoying my new high school where I met my best friends, and along the way, someone very special. Things happen for a reason, and I don't regret moving because it brought me to great things that I cherish a lot. My family is doing just as good as a time when I thought we were doing absolutely perfect, and I wouldn't change that for anything. This I believe.